So this is it then, race 2, 14 laps around the Losail International Circuit. Wind significantly lower than it was yesterday. Slipstream's going to be all important yet again. Red lights are on and they're out. We're away we go. Sho Nishimura yet again. What a start that was. We're on the run down to turn 1 now.
Yeah, amazing replication of that yesterday. Sho Nishimura immediately just nailing that start. And Matsuyama again, a little bit bogged down off the line, but it looks like he's gathered it together a little bit better than he did yesterday. And they're still right up there at the front.
Sho Nishimura then gets the whole shot. He's through turn 1, just like yesterday. We're all through turn 1 and nearly turn 2 safely. Sho Nishimura in front, Matsuyama hot on his tail. Who is that in third? I thought that was the number 5 maybe of Wasri. Could it be? Could it be? No, it is the number 15 of Patumios was there, the rookie. So look at this. It looks like Matsuyama got on the inside of Nishimura, but Nishimura takes it straight back.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we were saying, obviously, before the lights went out. Matsuyama just has to try and attack, and get in the way of that rhythm, because Nishimura was pretty unstoppable yesterday once he got some clear air.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to let him get away one little bit, and that is Boisserie just in 4th place. A little bit of daylight between the top 3 and them guys just yet, although as we saw yesterday, down that front straight, the riders, the slipstream is so important. For the first half of the race or so, the riders were able to cling back on to Nishimura, even though he pulled out a gap on the rest of the circuit.
Yeah, definitely. It could be pretty interesting if they can keep that gap for the slipstream to still be useful. Then there's more chance of them being able to hang on to him. But at the moment, it's going pretty well. Matsuyama seems really close, and yeah, no chance of him being able to break away on this first lap at least. And it looks like Matsuyama has actually taken the lead.
How about that then? Well, the battle is on. Matsuyama clearly learned a lot from yesterday. You can guarantee he would have been talking with his mechanic, maybe even the series organisers, the rider coaches, and working out what he could do better today than he did yesterday, and he is doing just that.
Yeah, exactly. Like we said before, the ATC is all about learning. Oh, we got an incident for somebody.
Who is that? Oh, that's Erbe. The Turkish rider has gone down, but fortunately he's back up and okay, trying to rejoin. I'm not sure how much of a successful attempt that's going to be. He bangs the tank in frustration, but we're on to the start-finish straight for the first time. Sho Nishimura in the slipstream with Matsuyama. They're going to run it all the way to that AstroTurf. He flicks to the inside again. Who's going to cross the line first this time around? It is going to be Matsuyama. It was Nishimura at first, but it just changed quickly to Matsuyama. Who's going to outbrake who on the run down to turn 1? It is Nishimura around the outside. What a move that was. That is cool as a cucumber as it gets.
Yeah, that's impressive stuff from Nishimura there. Absolutely will not give way. And yeah, like you said, over the line, it was a single thousand separating them. So I think the timing system just had a quick panic.
The time system went,
yeah, but Matsuyama was ahead over the line, and that would be enough to take the win if that was the final lap and the drag to the finish flag. So finish flag, is that a word? Checkered flag. But yeah, great battle from these guys so far, and yeah, really setting us up to hopefully not see it quite as easy for Nishimura today. I say that obviously from an entertainment perspective.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we're all just all about the top class racing, looking at the positions on your to left of your screens there. Putra up into 4th place, up 5 places from where he started. Very impressive indeed. He's looking to make amends from yesterday where he made that mistake and really lost out.
Yeah, he did. It's also a bit surprising where he did qualify after topping testing by a bit of a margin as well. So yeah, good to see him up there again. Obviously that was a bit of a blip, and yeah, that mistake from yesterday hopefully won't be playing on his mind too much, more as motivation to not repeat it rather than any ghosts under the bed to make him a bit nervous. But it looks like we've got a real duel for the win here at the moment.
We have done, yes, and it looks like the rider who fell earlier is still in the background trying to get his bike started, unfortunately, but it's Nishimura still holding firm ahead of Matsuyama, but these two battling all the way, and the more they battle, the more Matsuyama disrupts his rhythm, the more these other guys behind them are going to stay in touch.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, Matsuyama has to stop Nishimura getting away if he does think that his compatriot still has slightly superior race pace, but that is also going to bring them both into the clutches of the guys behind, so it's a bit of a difficult balancing act. But for Matsuyama, he'll probably be racing to win, especially this early in the season, just all out trying to get that victory. So I'm sure he's willing to pay that price if he has to really get down and dirty and fight it out.
Of course, Matsuyama up until yesterday was actually the most winningest rider in the class with that double win he had back in Japan. But Nishimura now, he had 1 win last year. It was in Sepang at the final round. and he took that second win yesterday. And as we said, that slipstream, so important. These top, well, it's now a group of top 5. You've got Putra, you've got Petumios, and also Firidaus right on the back of the leading pair now.
Yeah, it should be a good fight now if they can try to stick with them over this lap or even start to attack. But they will have to be careful that they don't attack just one of them, and then Nishimura can use that to his advantage. Obviously, it's a very, very tactical game in races like this when you know that someone has more pace, but it's also a load of guys learning how to race, trying to win. So it's not necessarily all about chess in their heads. They're just trying to give it everything and get ahead of the guy in front of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Now looking at that fastest lap time that came in there, I think that was from Firidaus, is that right? Yes, 2:11. The pace is much hotter today than it was yesterday. Fastest lap yesterday from Nishimura was a 2:12.708, so conditions far more favourable. I think that's due to the fact of lack of wind. Yeah,
definitely. The wind yesterday played havoc for a lot of people. Even Marc Marquez said that his crash, a big factor in that when he headed wide and crashed in FP4, I believe it was. That was a big factor for him. Was it FP3?
Yes, I think
Apologies.
so.
But yeah, the Rainer MotoGP World Champion went down yesterday, and that's on a much bigger bike than these guys are on. So the effect for these guys must have been really quite something. But yeah, today it's a lot better conditions, a little bit warmer. It's just a little bit more pleasant out there, really, for either touristing or racing.
Yeah, there's maybe lack of dust as well due to the dying winds that there are out there now. Ooh, Nishimura had a bit of a wiggle there, and that's let Matsuyama have a look up the inside. No, he doesn't get through just that time, and you can see it yet again. These front pair just edging out that little bit of daylight between themselves and Putra just behind them.
Yeah, they just managed to, and Putra there a little bit wide, just hitting the edge of that green stuff there. Track limits are important. You cannot abuse them or you will be penalised. If you make a mistake as a one-off, that's not a problem. If you are a repeat offender and don't really stay on the track to make your lap times, then that will be an issue. But a few guys in the background were doing that as well then.
Yeah, some more liberal interpretations of what the track limits are, I think, around that lap sometimes done even at the senior levels as well. So oh no, we've just seen Kyuchi has crashed out again. The number 22, the star of yesterday's race for me anyways, the wild card coming in straight off the bat, a bit like Matsuyama did last year. He's crashed out again. What a disappointment that is.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully we'll be able to see him again in some appearances in the ATC, because that is a real shame. But yesterday, like, we remember very well exactly what his performance was like the day after, and I'm sure plenty of other people took big note of that as well.
Absolutely. The number 22 is really geeing himself up on the grid, as we saw as well. But Matsuyama, meanwhile, has made his way up into first this time around, ahead of Nishimura. Putra just holding firm back in third place. The action here is a lot more sedentary than it was yesterday, Fran. I think a lot of people have taken some pointers on board.
Yeah, I think so. It seems like there's a few guys who've made some big steps forward from yesterday, and a few that I'm a little bit surprised to see them where they are, like Boisri is one, not quite up there as he was yesterday, but like you say, the conditions and the pace is pretty different, so that could make a big difference as well as the fact that they now all have a whole race of information to look at, and plenty to try and learn overnight to give another shot at it today.
Yes, well, the guys who have made the biggest improvements, I think, are Igarashi and Munindar as well. Munindar, you remember, crashed out yesterday. Igarashi finished in 8th or so after falling down. He must have made a mistake, because at one point during the race yesterday, he fell right down the order by several places. But Igarashi up there sort of in these leading groups, plural, at the moment. Oh, that was a big moment there for, was that the number 10 just behind them? That was Firidaus, I think. Yes, it was. Big twitch there.
Yeah, there's a few guys now just seeming to be safely in a rhythm, but you see moments like that and you remember it can change extremely quickly, because the gaps between these guys, obviously they are at the start of their careers, so although they've got an awful lot of talent, super impressive racing, there's no one who can sort of go out there and do sort of 14 laps all with exactly the same lap time within a 10th, you know? They don't have that sort of Lorenzo-esque...
They wouldn't be in the age of talent for very long.
Exactly. But they don't have that Lorenzo-esque ability to do that. They've not learned everything they need yet in their careers to put it all together and just go out there and bang in those lap times like that. every now and then they will do a corner slightly differently or get something slightly wrong on one lap and then correct it on another. And you can see the gaps change so much more in this than you would say in MotoGP, for example, but that makes it even more exciting because you cannot predict if they're going to be able to catch someone or not.
And sometimes you cannot even predict if all the riders who go into one corner are going to all make it out of it as well.
That's true. I think sometimes that can be true in the World Championship as well.
Oh, totally, yeah. It's this is why we some of the reasons why we watch motorcycle racing, the unknowns available throughout every single race, and it's still Matsuyama though up the front. They are making a bit of a gap between them and Putra now.
I think they are, yeah. It looks like there's just a bit more daylight than there was before, but over the line last time around it was around 1.3-ish between the two in the lead and that chasing group, so we'll keep an eye on it next time. But there's some good little battles going on here, and I love a group fight when it's, you know, a bit chaotic and all crazy, but I also love it when you do get these duels or these three guys just in their own little battle.
Yeah, one of the most interesting things we did actually see last year is that the guys, these kids are like sponges. They just take on board all little bits of knowledge that they need to have from race 1 into race 2, and you can see vast improvements from race to race. A couple of times I did notice a few of the riders last year maybe forgot what they learned from the race 1 of the previous round when they went to the next one, but in some they do, they're always learning every single time.
Yeah, even the champion from last year, Bill van Erden, at the start of the season, he wasn't necessarily right up there in that fight for the win, but he got some serious traction and really, like you said, just a sponge, put it all together, and by the end of the year was a very deserving champion, I think, in that final round in Malaysia, although obviously a bit of heartbreak and drama at the end for Noguchi as well.
Yeah, well, huge drama, as much drama as it could possibly get. Sho Nishimura pulls out the slipstream of Matsuyama again. Is he going to cross the finish line first? He is, so that is interesting. If he is right behind him that close again, he can actually win the race. That's going to get very, very tasty indeed.
Yeah, especially if we've got these guys battling it out right down to the line. It's always amazing to see a photo finish like that for the win especially, but they were only 8 thousandths apart over the line that time, and that gap to the group behind has grown significantly. You can see it visually, but it's gone up to 2.16 seconds now between the two, so I think it should end up being a duel for the win, and a very exciting one at the moment, it seems.
I'm getting flashbacks of last year, Noguchi versus Aji. We see it
was
again.
A thriller, and I think it looks like we're set up for something similar here. But
Fingers
like
crossed.
I was saying before, there's 9 laps to go still. That's an awful lot of time for these guys. It's not a very long race for them. Ooh, getting a bit hairy down there already. But that's an awful lot of distance for these guys to cover in 9 laps on these bikes, and there's still plenty of life left in this one.
Exactly. Well, Matsuyama just had a big look around then at Adananta Putra. The gap is now 2 seconds between the leading two and those guys. Nishimura might not know just how big that gap is in that case. Maybe we'll see Matsuyama take the Aaron Canet approach, move in front, tap his seat unit, say, mate, we got this, and then probably Nishimura won't even listen to him at all and take it back again.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes it makes good sense to be like, okay, come on, let's calm down, let's choose a pace setter, let's tuck in and let's go. But sometimes the situations that the guys, yeah, like in Moto3, in the CV Junior World Championship as well, it can be hilarious because, like, you're racing these guys, they're your rivals, they're not just going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll stay behind you.
Yeah, this guy's faster than me on track, no problem, I'll let him go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but it is pretty important if these guys want it to just be a duel, though, that they do manage that gap a little bit. At the moment, though, it doesn't look under risk at all.
No, not at one little bit. Well, Putra versus Firdaus and Petumios there. The fight for third, the final podium spot. Those guys just absolutely joined at the hip. So what's going to happen this time? Matsuyama in the slipstream of Nishimura. Is he going to make it past before the finish line now? Yes, it looks like he will. So, well, we can expect some real weaving coming around in about 8 laps to go time or so.
Yeah, I think that says that if you are that close together and you're approaching the final corner on the final lap, you do want to be the guy behind. If you trust yourself to really nail that exit and nail the corner, I think, yeah, both of those guys have shown now on the last 2 laps that you really can make that work and slipstream ahead by the line, even though there's only 1 bike ahead of them.
And it it looks like the battle for third is about to get 3 more challengers for it as well, in the shape of Boisserie, Munandar and Igarashi as well. Good to see Munandar still upright, the number 4 there. Boisserie, well, we said a little bit disappointed with his start, but he's coming through steadily by steadily. It's a long lap round here, 2:10, 2 minutes 10 seconds at least. There's 8 laps to go or so. There is plenty of time for this completely to turn on its head.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they are making a little bit progress there. I have to say, I love the phrase steadily by steadily. That's my new favourite.
Yeah, well, it's early in the morning. I've not had enough coffees yet, so...
I mean, it's literally the afternoon.
It's the afternoon. Still not had enough coffees, though, so we're making up words as we go along, as we see a bit more argy-bargy going on between Firdaus, Boisserie and Putra there, but no change of the lead for a little while this time around. Maybe the two have both had a look around, seen what gap they've got between themselves and the guys chasing third place, and thought, well, maybe it's worth not actually messing up each other. That's more than 2 seconds now, Fran.
I think it might be. I think last time over the line it was about 2.8, our timing screen says, but yeah, that can change vastly over the course of a lap, steadily by steadily. So we'll see how this ticks down. But I think those two chasing groups, I think there's definitely enough distance left in this race to hopefully see them come together in another big group fight. And this time only one spot on the podium might be up for grabs, so even more fierce.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it looks like number 10 Firdaus has gone. Well, he tried to go up the inside there of number 16 Putra, but he wasn't having any of it. Putra says, no, I need to be the one who needs to lead the charge back in the chase to get up to these guys. Where is... we have... Thong Nopakun has made his way on... Well, he's charging through. Sorry, I thought that was actually Munandar for a second.
I thought that was a previously group of 3 as well, don't worry.
Of the numbers and same helmets, of course. Well, then, Thong Nopakun and Munandar both wearing the same helmet, I think, then, as we get a look in the background or so. Number 19 there, that is Luke Power powering through across the finish line in the battle for 11th. Well, if you think the battle for the front is fierce, it's just like all Grand Prix racing classes, the battle for the final points is even more fierce. Yeah,
exactly. It's everything to play for all through the order. Like we said, it's not just all about results, it's also about progress. And when you're a young guy coming in as a rookie, you know, that's important. You don't have to win every race immediately when you arrive, but you have to show that you're learning and making progress, and definitely these guys seem to be doing just that from yesterday. So we've got 2 Aussies and a Malaysian in that battle at the moment, but it also looks like they've got some close company behind as well.
Well, here's the replay then of Matsuyama going up the inside this time around of Sho Nishimura. Oh, that is very, very neat indeed. That is textbook. Absolutely, yes, and just gives him a little nudge for good measure as well to say, no, this is my line, sunshine. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe he wasn't quite close enough over the line that time, and we got a vintage turn 1 move. Absolutely textbook that, but it looked for a little while there after a few corners like the gap may have increased a little bit, but I think Nishimura's got it back together again, and yeah, nothing to worry about here. It's still pretty close between those two.
Well, if there's one thing we saw yesterday, Nishimura is very, very strong on pretty much everywhere other than straight when he's riding alone. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him being able to catch Matsuyama up, unless Matsuyama's found something in his pocket that he can use in his arsenal. The battle for third then, it's no longer just between 3 riders, it's between, well, 6. Just double checking my maths then as I was catching.
I saw you looking at the screen incredibly intently. I was like, 6, please say 6.
5?
But yeah, it's great to see these guys there. We've got a serious battle for the podium, and apologies to Tactical and Boisserie. He is right up there in it again, and just that start not quite as good for him as yesterday.
And there we have it yet again. Nishimura comes up the inside. My goodness, they went from one side of the track to the other. Nishimura then coming out the final corner in 2nd place. It is just categorically the best place to be from behind there. Oh, look at that, Igarashi. He's suddenly moved up to 3rd. No, it's not. It's Munandar, number 4, up into 3rd now in this battle for 3rd.
Yeah, it's great to see Munandar for him, obviously, in his confidence. After crashing out yesterday, he's not just played it incredibly safe. He's not fighting for sort of, you know, outside the top 10 or really just focusing only on staying on track. He's got the confidence to get back up in there and fight it out again. So that can be an important thing. And obviously that's one of the great things about this series as well, that you get 2 races a weekend, so you don't have to go home heartbroken on Saturday night.
And it also just means if you're a commentator, your voice just gets more and more sore as the weekend goes on.
Exactly, and it gives us a little more time to try and play the spot the helmet game.
Yeah, absolutely. And trying to read which number is which. Now the question is, at this point with 6 laps to go, we're more than halfway way through the second race here at Losail International Circuit. Are these guys going to be working together, or are they all deciding, no, win and second place is gone unless some drama happens up ahead of the road? Let's all fight it out for third.
Yeah, I think they're aware at the moment that unless drama does happen up the road, like you say, that's a little bit out of their hands. This is a fight for one spot on the podium, so 6 into 1 does not go. It's going to get pretty hairy, I imagine, at the end of this race. But that was a nice move there as well.
Yeah,
so yeah, lovely.
You can tell by how much knee he managed to get on the ground there. He's a tall fellow, isn't he, compared to Blasry?
Yeah, there are some very differing heights, ages, cultures, countries in this class, and it's absolutely great to see. But yeah, you definitely, even on these, all the same bike, obviously, you can really see style shining through for quite a lot of riders. That was something we were talking about yesterday with Kyuchi as well. And yeah, it's just great to see.
Here we come down then to the final corner yet again. Is Nishimura going to move up the inside? No, because he knows he needs to be behind if he wants to cross the finish line in first yet again. No point taking any unnecessary risks. Or is this going to be an unnecessary risk we're going to see here? No, just another textbook overtake from Matsuyama. Well, yet again, superb clean racing from the two Japanese riders on opposite sides of the track there at the moment.
Controversial decisions there, but yeah, that's interesting to see. And a bit of a show of confidence there, I'd say, as well. Not really feeling the need to tag onto that slipstream, sort of desperately trying to hang on, just like, nope, I'm going my own way. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe it's going to change again, and we'll see some more slipstreaming next time around. But certainly, if they're looking to rehearse a final lap, they've done that enough to know that whoever's right behind, like we said before, if they really nail that final corner, they can make it ahead by the line.
Yes, we're not too long now before we find out. Around about 2 minutes a lap. If you're talking 10 minutes more of racing, 2 minutes more, these guys have got to stay fully concentrated, no mistakes, otherwise you might find the battle for the win, or any points at all over completely. Adananta Putra had a bit of a mistake yesterday, and of course Blasry missed out completely on the podium as well. They're both in that group charging for that third place, as Blasry's just moved up on Munandar up into 6th place again. That battle is far from over, but look at this, Matsuyama's found a bit of pace on the infield as Nishimura finds himself a little bit gapped at the front there.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that next time around and see if that slipstream comes into play and just concertinas them back up. But it did look like Matsuyama's pulled that pin a little bit on that lap, certainly.
And speaking of pulling the pin, this chasing group seems to be getting a little bit more spread out. Firdaus with the moves yet again. He just put Igarashi back into 5th place. Putra up ahead of him, who has a bit of a gap in turn himself. Another tall, very, very tall rider there. Who's that down on the gravel there? Luke Power, no! He's run out of it, and he's out down on the gravel, but okay. Oh, Luke, well, we'll see him back out again in round 2 in Buriram, up next for the Asia Talent Cup. What a shame.
Yeah, that is a shame. And I was just saying, you know, they made some great progress today. That gap's quite a lot less than it was to the front this time yesterday. But, you know, he's got more experience, a good few more laps today. Knew that he got a pretty good finish yesterday. Now just got to pull yourself back together and just get ready for the next round and not let it affect your confidence too much. Yeah. Now, here we are, Nishimura back on the case. Back on the case, but it's Matsuyama up the inside again, down into turn 1. Firdaus has dispatched Putra in the slipstream there, and he is down up into 3rd place now. So Firdaus on the move is the rookie for this year. Yes, super, super impressive performances from Firdaus and also from Patumi. Also, there's a little bit further back at the moment. Rookies coming in and immediately impressing. It's always great to see. And yeah, at the moment, certainly Firdaus looks like he's going to give it a real shot at taking his first podium and only his first race weekend. Yeah, that would be really, really great to see one of the rookies take their first podium in the second race here. Of course, the race 1, Nishimura, Matsuyama, Thongnopakan, all experienced riders in the Asia Talent Cup. So Putra versus Firdaus at the moment. Adananta Putra, well, the two Indonesians versus each other with 4 laps to go. Going to get really, really tasty. We, of course, saw, oh my goodness, Matsuyama just 2 twitches in 1 corner. I was going to say, yeah, how many moments do you want to have? Yeah, I mean, no more, thank you. I mean, Nishimura probably thought after the first one, oh good, I can move up the inside. Thought the second one, oh my goodness, I'm going down here. Yeah, it's you know, this is one of the things you can follow closely. You know, that's a psychological thing, putting on some pressure. Also allows you to use the slipstream and pounce immediately. Also means you could be in the line of fire if the person you're riding with makes a mistake. So yeah, have to keep an eye on that. But looks like it's all been dealt with now for the number 11, and he's back in control. But those two twitches certainly will have given him something to think about, I imagine.
Yes, you do wonder. Well, oh my goodness, Nishimura coming up the inside there. That was a huge differential of speed between the two. Then he just made that look easy, like almost as if Matsuyama let him past. Yeah,
that was a pretty interesting move there from Nishimura, because obviously doesn't really need to make those yet, but maybe that twitch has just made him think, okay, I think I've actually got a little bit more pace than this, and I'm going to try and really give it some now. But yeah, great move. Just yeah, like you said, made it look so easy.
Made it look so easy. I do wonder, is Matsuyama then, was that maybe him letting him pass, going towards the final corner? So he's definitely behind, and he's making another judgment of exactly how close he needs to be out of that final corner to get that win. Because look, across the line in first yet again.
Indeed, I'm not so sure about that. I think it looked more like Nishimura decided to pounce, and maybe Matsuyama wasn't quite expecting a move there. But definitely something to think about. Who knows, you know, maybe we'll get a chance to go and find the guys and ask them later.
There is a reason why we're in the commentary box and they're out on the track doing it.
But this is interesting. Maybe if we were dueling for the win, we'd be thinking different things, and it'd make a great fight as well, you know?
Yeah, well, exactly.
In another life, a very, very, very different one.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're still close together at the front, so I think with only 2 more full laps to go after this one, it's going to be a grandstand finish in race 2 here at Losail.
A grandstand finish. Well, people are already starting to fill up the grandstand here at Losail International Circuit, and well, they're in for an absolute treat. Could well be another photo finish here in the Asia Talent Cup. And look at the battle for third has come back up to, well, I would class Boisserie in the same group now, to be honest. He's close enough that next time around with the slipstream he should tag onto the back of it. So the battle for third now between 6 riders yet again. This battle for the front not over whatsoever. Got to be careful at that left-hander there though. Saw many riders have issues coming out of that one, but this long full gas corner as we come up to turn 12, super fast. Must be incredibly fun on these little machines.
Yeah, it must be a lot of fun, definitely. And yeah, this battle's not over by any means, like you say, but yeah, that group a little bit further back, although there is a bit of daylight, or there was a minute ago, you can see there, when we do get to the main straight, those 2 guys who are chasing these 4 will have an awful lot easier time of it with the slipstream, because it's 4 bikes ahead of them punching a hole in the air, which makes a big difference. So there is still a chance for those guys to tag back on there, but we'll have to see if they're able to, or if those yeah, those 4 led by Putra are able to make a bit of a break for it now, and then it's just 4 guys, 1 podium spot. Still quite a fight.
Yeah, at this current moment you've got 3 Indonesian riders fighting for that 3rd spot. Matsuyama overtakes Nishimura again as we on the run to the line. I was just wondering there, would it be interesting to see actually if you could get a double slipstream overtake before the run to the line. Not that time around though. Nishimura checks back in front. 2 laps to go. This is the penultimate lap of the 2nd race here at the Losail International Circuit. Oh, number 16 Putra going round to the outside, or was that even Igarashi just having a cheeky look up the inside there? Not so sure.
Yeah, we saw Putra was pretty in control of that group and seemed to be able to hold on to it around there. Oh, it's all getting pretty feisty already.
Moving up the inside there. You do wonder what their tactics must be at this stage in the race, fan. 2 laps to go. You're not really going to make a break for it.
Yeah, definitely. I think they now know it's definitely going to come down to a fight. So it's about deciding when they think they're going to strike, what position they want to be in on that final lap. And they've got, yeah, the remainder of this one to really get set up for that last showdown.
Well, here we go then. It's definitely between these 2 guys. The gap between them and the pursuing riders is pretty much up to 6 seconds now. So these 2 worked masterfully together. The only 2 riders here who actually do have wins in the Asia Talent Cup. And well, it seems like all being well, it's going to be one of them 2 who's going to get their third win in the Asia Talent Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen in terms of the championship standings with these guys if it finishes as it is now, because they'll have exactly the same points from exactly the same positions. and we don't have any more to count.
Would Nishimura be in front due to pole position? Oh, be fastest lap or something, maybe.
Or fastest lap, yeah, exactly. But it could be pretty tight. If Matsuyama's able to take this win, it leaves us with pretty much the parity with which we started.
Thank you very much, TV directors, for letting us know. Matsuyama, as it stands, would currently be in front in the championship standings. We're on the run down to the final corner for the penultimate time. Next time around is going to be the man in second place, who's going to be pretty much holding all the cards on the way down to the checkered flag. Sho Nishimura behind Takuma Matsuyama at the moment. He moves out the slipstream opposite sides of the track this time around. Who's going to be quickest across the line that time around? Was it enough? No, Matsuyama managed to stay around, so will it be the man in second place holding all the cards? We're going to have two photo finishes here, one for the win, one for the third place as well. Yeah,
I'm just hoping we have just enough time in between the two happening to watch them both fully, but we'll see, won't we? This group is definitely going to be a pretty mental final corner, I think. But that duel for the win, I'm quite surprised to see Nishimura pull out that early that time, or maybe he's already confident that yes, if you're behind going through out of that final corner, you can make it ahead, and just, you know, content to sit there a little bit at the moment.
Maybe he's trying to let Matsuyama think that, well, actually, if I am leading out the final corner, I've got this one. You never know. But anyways, we're coming on towards the second sector now of the Losail International Circuit. Long lap, plenty of time for upsets still to happen as I fend off a Mosquito in the commentary booth. Oh, the battle for third is spicing up even more so. Number 14, Igarashi going up the inside there. Oh, he does make it through on Petumios there. That was a classic move there. Who's at the front of this group now? It looks like Putra is still there, although those timing screens are going to be changing all the time. Yeah,
it's pretty much impossible for the guys to keep up with the graphics when it's, you know, a battle for 5, 6 riders, corner by corner. It can even change meter by meter depending on the entry or exit. It's impossible, so we will have to see the final reckoning at that final corner. But at the moment, what do you think about... Oh, we've got someone down
here. Oh, that is the number 15. Oh, dearie me, that is Petumios. He was looking just so good. What a great move that was. Well, that is one Thai rider that is not going to be getting his debut podium in the Asia Talent Cup.
Yeah, that's a real shame for him. So close to the end of the race, and yeah, heartbreaker there. And there's one less rider now fighting out for that podium. And you can see Matsuyama there on the green stuff a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that upset the pursuing group as well. Looks to be a little bit of a gap that might have split now. 3 riders in the battle for the third place now. Looks to be Putra, Munandar, and Firdaus. But Nishimura on the back of Matsuyama there. And this is going to be it. We're on the run down to the final checker flag, Fran. It's Slipstream City. Who's going to get it? Oh my goodness, the other riders have really caught up to them now. Nishimura going to get it? Who knows? They're going to cross the finish line now. He pulls out, and it is Nishimura who gets the win again. And it looks like Putra got third. Oh, time to perfection.
Pretty dramatic there for the win. That was perfectly timed from Nishimura that time around. We've got another track to the line here just behind as well to get 8th. That second group, though, that dust kicked up behind them. That was all drama going down the final
I looked
straight.
at you, you looked at me, you looked at the screen. I thought, what's going to happen here? And it's still ongoing as the other riders cross the line for the final points as well. Oh, another photo finish and look there as Voigt seemed to get the better for 10th place. But Sho Nishimura, 3-time winner in the Asia Talent Cup, double winner here at the Losail International Circuit, took that in some style. He shakes the hand of Matsuyama, graciously receives it. Must be a bit disappointed. There's Petumios. He is okay, thankfully. And these are the final results then of race 2 here in the Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup. Sho Nishimura then, he took the win from Takuma Matsuyama. Adananta Putra fills out the podium. Herjan Firdaus was 4th from Afritza Munandar, Tachakorn Bwasri, Shoki Igarashi, Warithon Nopakun. And then, of course, you had Bando behind them, who, of course, crashed out yesterday, but he's back up and fighting today. Harrison Voigt in 10th from Azman Mahadi, Kusuma there, and the results have just moved far too quickly for me to get through all those. But of course we did have some fallers. Kiyuchi sadly went out again today. Luke Power fell, and also Petumios and Urbe, but they are up. They're all up and okay, thankfully. So what does that do to the championship then? Sho Nishimura, well, 2-time winner, 50 points. Perfect score so far. A near perfect score for Takuma Matsuyama in 2nd. Adananta Putra, 21 points adrift. And we have on the second screen then Luke Power, the best name there, still walks away from this round with 6 points to his name.
I think we need to go and introduce you to young Luke Power and
best name
have
ever.
a chat and maybe get you some autograph merch.
Perfect.
It's a great name, but yeah, you can see quite a few guys there with good little points hauls from the first round. A lot of rookies in this field, like we've said, so that's good to get some points. And if they did crash out, it's not so long until we're back on track at Buriram, so just plenty of stuff to learn and try and reset and get ready for that alongside World SBK. Not the first one for this guy, and another one like yesterday, so it's a pretty good set for him.
So he's one for him and one for his parents or whoever he deems most appropriate.